Hi guys, welcome back at Tino Talks. Um, Before we move on our regular program, I want everybody to do me a small favor, just a small favor. Like, subscribe, and share my videos. And don't forget to hit the bell button so you can get all my latest videos. Alright, let's move on. So in my last video, I was talking about the Egyptians and everything they used and how they got the power. Remember? Because in the video before that, we were talking about what the eagle, right? And so the so let's recap a little bit. The Egyptians used the cat and the pyramid for power, and also they used what? They used the eye, the third eye. Remember? That's why they were telling me people they were gods, remember? Which I also will tell you, I was telling you that what? That you're a god too. But you are wondering how is this possible? I don't mean like literally, but I mean like you're a god, like you're superior too. Like you got that knowledge too, the same knowledge. You got the same thing is we were talking about the third eye, remember? And I was telling you about what's it right here. So let me tell you something. When we talk about the third eye, I don't mean like a physical eye. It's not a physical eye. Like this, like an eyeball. So of course, as you see, there's nothing here, right? Not in my head, right? But I do also have the third eye here. But how is that possible? When I have no eye right here. So the third eye don't mean physically an eyeball. It's gonna appear right here. And as y'all know, in most drawings, they make it where we have two eyes and we're asleep, right? And we have a third eye that's always awake. I'm gonna explain to you what it is and how can you open it and why most people can get open. So let's start out with the most basics. The third eye is actually in your brain. It's a small little particle when inside your brain, like right in this direction. If I want to open my head right here and split my skull, in two parts right here, you will be able to see it. It's a small little particle, like small, where you can actually see it's right there. Because us humans only use 1% of our brain. To be honest with you, we don't use all brain. We only use 1%. So, and the government wants to keep us in that way. If there's other people who want to keep us in that way, because we start using that at least 2% of our brain, we want to see more, 3%, more and more. That's why a lot of people like, damn, he's a genius, because he's accessing more particles of the brain, right? So let's talk about this right here a little bit. So in most drawings, they see like I always mention what in my videos. Second time I mention this. They appear a person is in this right here. In this there's an eyeball. Always this eyeball right here. Always awake. Let me tell you why first. Why you can't access it. Many of y'all, when you go to church, right? And you're going to Ash Wednesday. The priest put Ash right here makes a cross, right? That's because there's a certain thing in that ash, whether it's preventing you from access to the eye, right? They do that, right? They make a cross, right? That's because they don't want to access your third eye. They only do right here. That's preventing you. That's also that part from preventing you from accessing your third eye, because they don't want to see the reality and what things are. The reason is, the more they do that to you, the more you can bow down and see things in their perspective, not in the real. And people be like, man, the priest said this, the president and government said this. It's because they want you to keep you that way. The more their eyes closed, the more they have control of you, and the more they're gonna not give you access to things. You have access to a lot of things. They want to keep you limited, so you have to bow down. Just like we were talking about with the pharaohs. Remember, the pharaohs say what lies, where they get the resource. Remember, the water. Remember, the electricity, things that people, it was not accessible for people during that time. They say, "That's why I'm God." So let me give you one thing clear. Opening your third eye is not gonna give you your own stuff like that, but it's gonna give you more broadly how you can get more things and how you see things in perspective of life. Let me that make clear. It's not okay, because a third eye is a very powerful weapon. These people don't want you to have the weapon. Why? Because you always have to, the second time, bow down.
Hello, Monty. How are you?
Good. I'm still my work. But they want you to bow down and see things in a perspective of their own things. They believe their lies. Just like that Pharaoh times. Remember, we were just talking about that in my previous video. You haven't seen the video, please pause this video, go see the other video and see what I'm talking about, because it's very important. So let's carry on. So when you access the third eye, you're gonna see things in a whole different perspective. You're gonna see things. It's in school. School, they tell us we have only 5 senses, right? Which is smell, taste, vision, hear, touch. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is touch, feel. But there's more than just 5. There's a 6th one, which is your intuition. That's a very powerful thing, and you can access that through your third eye. Teachers don't want you to know that too. Teachers want you to keep you in the blind, keep you in the hidden too, because they're told to only tell you life. There's only 5. That's what they're telling you. But there's 6, which is the intuition. Knowing things are gonna happen, how you can access. But there's more, but we're gonna talk about those in a different video. Because right now we only have to focus on the third eye. When we fix it, when you access it, you don't see all those things I'm talking about. So how do you act in what else? Foods, there's certain foods also, they keep you preventing the eye from opening the door eye, like fast food restaurants. Also keeps you in the hidden, because they got a certain chemical. They're pre-made, they're artificial, they're not real. as is possible. Because when there's not real, when you buy frozen food, stuff like that, pre-made food, you got a certain ingredient in there, permitting you from access to the eye as well. So now you have all these questions, right? So what can I eat to access my third eye? Like your veggies, for one. And that's gonna sound like very serious. Like, man, this guy must be fat. This guy thinks I'm freaking fat, right? Wants to put me in a diet. No, no, no. I'm trying to help you access your third eye, actually, in reality. I'm trying to help you access your third eye. Homemade foods, naturally homemade foods, when you cook at home, also help you open the right exercise in another way. How's exercise? Because you're mentally helping your body. Meditating also is another way. See, you do all those things, you're gonna end up opening your third eye. So, why is this important? Like I repeat, once again, what's the signature? Second time. So you can see these things I'm talking about. These things are very important because, once again, like I've been telling you, Grammy don't want to know these things, so you can listen to those lies they've been telling you. Just like you believe the news, and when you all believe the news, not that most of the time the news are telling lies, and you can see, or you can purpass that and see which ones are real, which are fake, and you're able to distinct each one. So you need to be open and actually experience that. I'm not saying, okay, one thing I want you all guys understand and do in this video, I'm not saying don't believe in nothing like God or anything. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, I want you all to have access to this, because this is part. Because technically as humans, we're supposed to have in connection with the earth. Because remember how we talk, we have a connection with the plants, which is part of the earth. When we breathe out carbon dioxide, they breathe that carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. So we have a connection. We are connected to the earth. In this way, they keeping your head and having their eye closed, you're disconnected. It's like when you are, when you have all these lights in the streets, you can't bypass and see that with what's about those lights, which is the universe. We're actually connected to the earth because we were able to see about the universe. We were able to see the other things we're using a telescope, like the stars, the planets. We were able to see that. And this is another exactly way how humans were able to live a longer period of time, because they're able to see certain things and actually able to tell. Because humans were able to eat, or also like animals eat certain plants that keeps us living much longer. Because technically we're not supposed to be eating the animals, because we're supposed to interact with the animals, because we're also connected to the animals, like eating beef, chicken, stuff like that. They're also helping. So when we do that, eating those type of meats, because see, when they kill an animal, let's say a pig, we're actually feeding the same fear, because we're feeding the same fear. Y'all follow me? Which I will talk about those fears in a different video as well. That's why I'm talking about the third eye. I want you guys actually able to open your third eye. It's not a secret, guys. That's not a secret. Because a lot of people be like, this is Illuminati stuff. This is... no, it's not. They want you to believe that. So you are hidden. And it's not be hidden from the truth. So you can bow down and listen to those lies. Because remember, That's what the pharaohs told their people. That's why they were like, we're gods. We're God. I'm God. Does your God do this? Your God does that? Guys, keep you hidden underneath. A lot of people who sees this, they're gonna be like, this guy's crazy. But like I always say, do your own research. You're gonna see what I'm telling you is the truth. I mean, how's that even possible? Because you have to see what is the nature. It is part of the nature. Once again, because when we were able to interact with the earth, we were able to see in knowledge, like actually know when it's gonna rain. That's how back then the Native Americans were actually able to tell when it was gonna rain. It's like the birds. If you see the birds, they actually know when it's gonna be winter, so they can't sell. So it was warmer. So when it gets cooler during the south, they come back north, because it's warmer. That's not exactly how it goes. We were able to tell when it was gonna rain, when it was gonna happen these things. Because if you don't realize that's how they end up also getting you with the weather. With the weather, that's what they got a weatherman, because it provides things so we can be hidden underneath. That's what they created. Social media keep us distracted from actually looking up and keep us down and looking down to our phones. All this information is so we can be hidden, not be able to tell the truth. So how is this even possible? So every time we eat an animal, we feel like when a child is scared, we fear. But like I said, I'm gonna be talking about this in a different video. I want you all to learn about the third eye. Third eye is actually a powerful weapon. This is exactly what they keep you hidden from. It's not like in these books and all that. And also, who helps you open it up is when you read the books of it's not Buddha. You have to read the books of Buddha. He also knows about the meditation, all that, because there's actually there's actually elements to that. You ever seen a picture through this? And it's because we have elements through our body. Because if you know, our body also holds amount of electricity. It does holds a lot amount of electricity. This is how our ancestors were able to tell difference and all that, because they didn't have all these lights and all that. But since they're bringing more into stuff like that, then like let's say you hear all this background, guys. It's because they are my job.
What's up, man?
So if you see, if you see how all these things happen, like let's say, like it's about the rain. You don't know why it was rain, right? So this is very important. So that is how our ancestors were able to tell and live a longer life. Because this is another reason why they built it. They came out with metaverse, which I'm gonna be talking about in a different video as well. Don't get too hasty now. He's gonna talk about the metaverse. I wanna hear about that. I won't be talking about that one. I promise you guys in a different video, just like I promise you I was gonna be talking about this in this video. Also, that's how they also came out with the 5G, which that's gonna be discussed in a whole different video. Because the 5G prevents us from a lot of things too. So when y'all guys actually see and actually listen, that's why they have the 3G, the 4G, and the 5G. I'm gonna be explaining all of that in a different video, because that's actually whole part of this. the same concept what we're talking about in this. We having the discussion. So you guys, as you see, it's very important that when we open our third eye. Now you all know about our third eye. You how to open it. Exercising is one method. Meditating, eating the right foods, which are the right foods, eating your vegetables, eating like homemade food, not so much meat, because the meat, like I said, holds fear and also prevents, because it also has now they give like steroids and stuff like that to the animals, so they also are also, if they're not farm grown, which it costs a little bit more, it also not gonna help you grow your, keep your third eye closed. Like y'all, when y'all buy those eggs in a box, there also are process. I know, guys. This is very tough, and this is a very tough method, and a very touchy subject. Because I know a lot of you wanna open a third eye and stuff like that, and it is a little bit difficult, but it's gonna take a little time. This is not an overnight thing, guys. I wanna make that clear. This is not gonna be an over thing night. This is days of practice, meditating, and also praying to your God, to God. Because I don't want to say your God, I want to say to God. So the highest of praying, whoever you pray to, you also into Buddha and all that. Because like I said, I don't discriminate, because we're in a free world, right, guys? Because when we breathe the air, we all part of this. This is a sequence. We're in synchronized to the earth. They want to keep us from synchronized with the earth. Attach it. It's like, when you get a USB, we're connected to USB. They want to disconnect us. That's why we see, there's a lot of people, because sun gives us energy, all that. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things, guys. But the third eye is the main one we need to start doing. That's why they brought out the masks. Now I'm gonna get into that. That's why they brought out the mask thing. Because a lot of people are starting to wake up and see the reality of that. Because when you bring your mask, you bring your own oxygen, and that's how you end up getting sick. Which I'm going to be discussing that, but I'm going to discuss a little bit in this video. You end up bring your own carbon dioxide, which we're not supposed to bring our own carbon dioxide, because that's how we end up getting healed. And now, also we're losing sense. We're not as aware. Awareness is very important concept, guys. That's why they came up with COVID-19 theory. It's a very touchy subject. Very touchy subject, guys. Because when you all breathe in your own oxygen, we are actually as aware. Because we lose 2 senses at this point. We only left with how many? Left 4, which is visual, hearing, touch, and intuition. But when you breathe in, you lose focus. When you lose, that's like translates to 3, because you lose your intuition, in your awareness, in your focus. That's why they want to implement the mask thing, guys, to keep you guys from being distracted, from not being aware. That's why, guys, this is very important, guys, and I hope you guys see into this part of the video, because this is a very touchy subject, and everything I'm saying is very important, guys. This is not like I'm telling you something is hidden, which they are trying to hid it from you guys, but I'm trying to bring it to you guys so you all know the reality. So when you guys actually breathe in your own, this is gonna be more a discussion in those videos. When y'all look into, when y'all seeing my videos, I'm not telling you something is fake. I'm always gonna recommend you guys to do your own research. So don't take my word for granted. Don't be like, oh, this guy just make it. I'm gonna start leaving. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do this for you guys. I'm gonna start putting links. I'm gonna start leaving resources. I'm gonna start putting into like also web browsers where you guys can go to. Like there's certain, okay guys, let me tell you something. When you all do web browsing and other stuff, I don't want you guys just to be like just search for the first things and all that. I want you all to narrow it down. And this is going to teach you about your third eye. Also, this is going to help you to open your third eye because you're able to sustain which is the right ones in the most sense. Because like I'm telling you, there's a lot of other artists that run blogs. Because when you go to Google, one of the things I'm going to tell you a little about Google, which is this is going to be this, that's a whole different subject and also a different video. When you go in this, I'm just going to tell you a little bit here. When you go to Google, Google only gives you certain things that you want to this happening. They don't want to tell you much deeper. This is why you have to dig it up. But I'm gonna save you trouble, which I'm gonna leave in this video a web browser where you can do that. You can do all that. Okay. Which I'm gonna start sharing you information. Which I'm gonna start giving. I'm gonna start sharing some links and stuff like that. And also, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, share it. And this was Tino. See you in the next one.